Brock, you look at some of the needs on this team. It feels like, as we talked about really throughout the week, and everybody in the NFL usually says this, you can't have enough edge rushers, and you got to believe that there's a couple of guys out there that the Seahawks have their eyes on.
Yeah, kind of back to that culture and ecosystem that I got totally distracted on. I apologize for that. We got to be better this segment.
Yes, we do.
Okay, enough old stories. People want to focus on the draft. One thing that I love and I admire about this place and John Schneider and now with Mike is they know what they want. And you think that's so simple, right? Well, come on. Everybody, 32 organizations, they know what they want. Kick 5 knows what they want, and you two yahoos, right? They know exactly what they know. No, actually, a lot of organizations don't. There's so much turnover. There's a lack of continuity. I would say there's maybe a dozen or less that can definitively go, you know what we are? We're a Raven. I want a Raven. You know what I want? I want a Ram. I want a 49er. I want a Seahawk. I want a Packer. Right? I want a Detroit Lion. Like those teams that you just say the name and you're like, yeah, I know that player. Well, the Seahawks are getting to a point here, especially with their front and those edge players, where like that's a Mike McDonald guy. Yeah, that's an edge that's like a Mike McDonald guy. And I'll give you kind of the two that resonate the most with me. And it's not probably for 32 tonight, Paul, but it's for tomorrow. It might be into Saturday is Gabe Akis from Illinois. This dude looks like Derek Hall, like with dreads. And he just like he just wants to destroy you. Like he's a wrestler running down the aisle into the Rumble, Royal Rumble. Like I'm going to just
WWE.
I'm going to wreck you, and he just has that. And when you think of Derek Hall, and you think of Uchenna, and you think of DeMarcus Lawrence, like there's that physical presence, and that guy has it. And then look at Derek Moore, too, the Michigan man. There's a lot of connection still. Jay Harbaugh, Coach Partridge, obviously Mike was there at Michigan. They know these guys, and they know them not just through the last 6 months. They've known them recruiting them out of high school. They've known them for years. And he, too, is just this physical, all-conference, super productive, know how to play the game, know what's asked of me, and willing to really set that edge.
University of Washington Pro Day, Jonah Coleman looked so good. We've seen this young man score so many touchdowns over the last 2 seasons. Why is his name not higher on some lists?
Because he's about Paul's height, about 5'8".
Give me at least an inch or two,
I thought he was 5'9 and a half.
About 5'8".
That's why we're sitting in the chairs.
You're right. So he's 5'8". He's about 220. That weight's gone from 220 to 230. He's just a round mound of touchdown making.
Yeah.
But he doesn't run real fast. So, and I'm always a little leery, like, what are you trying to hide? Like, just go compete. Like, go throw, go run. And didn't run at the combine. Now I'm like, okay, well, we get to the pro day. Here we go. Didn't run at the pro day. Like, just go run. So that tells me that he knows that, I'm not a real, fast guy.
Yeah.
And the NFL that loves explosiveness. Now, he's unbelievable. 24 of his 25 touchdowns in the red zone. You know it. He is this tall. I don't know how you tackle him. He has no surface area. He's like a little turtle shell that just absolutely plows through
like
people.
Mario Brothers.
Like Super Mario Brothers turtle shell. That's what he is. And he'll get drafted, and it will be about the right fit, but I don't think he's probably picked in the first 3 rounds.
It has been a while since a young man from the city of Puyallup has been drafted on day 1. Denzel Boston will say he's actually from the South Hill.
Yes, he is.
There's a good chance he goes in round 1.
Yeah, I think so. We'll see how the receivers run. There's a couple guys ahead of him. There's usually okay, that guy goes and the next one goes. It's kind of like a domino effect, especially at receiver. But by all accounts, most have him in their top 30, which is great for Denzel. And there's a local flair. The kid out of Graham Kapowison via Penn State. You want another Puyallup name? Eric Curley.
Yes.
Mike Huard's first great quarterback in '84, coached at Graham Kapowison and developed that kid. And he'll be one of the first guards taken. So pretty cool. I know you love local stories, man.
Foster Sorrell, still in the NFL, came out of GK. Yeah.
Yes, he has. So a couple local boys to keep an eye on and a couple Huskies that Denzel, yes, probably goes today. I hope so. Right? I can imagine that party on South Hill, mom and dad up there, family up there, and you're kind of, okay, just
I don't want to break it. They're celebrating in Bellevue tonight.
Oh, okay, sorry. Party in Bellevue tonight.
We need a bigger venue, man. Bigger venue.
The Sizzler closed down in Puyallup.
That's a shame. All right, everybody wants to hope that the Seahawks are building another Super Bowl champion. It's time for King of the Bet as we take a look at the Super Bowl odds for next season. And if you look at it, the Rams have done some nice work in the offseason, picking up some high-priced players and some guys that could help them out. But the Rams are at 800, the Seahawks plus 850, and then you've got the Ravens in a group at tied for third. So when you look at the Seahawks odds for the Super Bowl, it seems like the defending champs are always in that top 3 the next year. But it seems like you've talked about, they have a lot of the pieces, and they didn't lose a whole lot in the offseason.
I think those two teams are structured a little differently. The Rams are like, I'm in. I'm playing the poker hand right here, and I'm all in. I'm going all in. Got a 38-year-old quarterback in Stafford that probably looks like going to re-sign him back and figure it out for this year, but he doesn't have the longevity of Sam Darnold, right? A bunch of the other players, some of the older players, like Devontae Adams, we'll see what happens. We're in now, so we're going to make these trades. We're going to try to, figure out the areas that Seattle picked us apart, and that was in that secondary. They've added and bolstered to that. They got to pick at 13. I'm just say this tonight as I'm watching that. I'm sitting there going, please don't take Kenyon Sadiq. So he's the tight end out of Oregon. That's a freak of nature, small town Idaho guy, crazy fast. Just don't give them another weapon. It might be a receiver. But they are all right now, and those odds are for right now. And I probably understand that. The beauty of the Seahawks, they're one of the youngest rosters still in the NFL. And that offensive line going to be around. Sam Darnold going to be around. JSN going to be around. They're going to get spooned down. They're not just all in. I mean, they are. That's one of Mike McDonald's things. We're all in, but we're all in short-term and long-term in a way that I don't think the Rams are.
And interesting, Paul, it took 40 minutes into this show to mention the name Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
You mentioned him twice. How lucky of an organization are we that don't even have to worry about that position?
Nope. No, you don't. And you got him on a great deal for another year, and he got married over the off season. And it's just so funny. You mentioned it to start the show. This team is the Super Bowl champs, and yet we don't talk about it because. And I think part of it is A, it happened so fast, and B, the last time they were Super Bowl champs, what was it?
Yeah, it was Legion of
It
Boom.
was loud.
Yeah.
It was like Sherman, Marshawn, and big names, and big persona, and big. And this group's like, yeah, let's go to work.
Yeah.
That was really cool, but let's go to work and let's do it again.
Yeah.
So just a little different kind of way about them.
Yeah, well, it's fun to watch, man. It's a lot to look forward to in the upcoming season. We've got we're going to cut out now because I know these two are going to go long in the last segment. So when we come back, we'll embark on our final drives, get some final thoughts. There's so much speculation when it comes to mock drafts. The final drive is coming up next.
We'll talk about
On King 5 News at 6:30, you get stories you won't see anywhere else. Conversations that challenge, investigations that reveal. Because you deserve reporting that stands for truth. Only on King 5 News at 6:30.
The end is near. The final days are here for the Josh Underhill's Family Furniture going out of business sale. Yes, after 80 years, we're closing forever in a matter of days. With so much great furniture still on hand, we invite you in for some friendly negotiation on price. Just find what you like and negotiate. If you're reasonable, it's yours. Fine area rugs from around the world are 70% off. Negotiate your best deal now during the final days at Josh Underhill's Family Furniture in Linwood. After 80 years closing the doors and going out of business forever.
It's replacement window season. You have ugly, hard to open, drafty windows? Now is the best time to buy new Champion windows. Because when you buy 2, you get 2 free. Buy 2 Champion windows, get 2 free? I guess that means if you buy 4, you get 4 free. Buy 6, get 6 free. Buy 10, get 10 free.
Hurry, Champion's Buy 2 Get 2 free sale ends soon.
Great job, everybody. Thanks.
Call 888-4CHAMPION or schedule your free in-home estimate online today.
To be there every game and just be able to experience it live, it's different than on TV, and you just get that excitement every time we're in the arena.
Being a season ticket member just gives you that many more opportunities to celebrate with the thousands of others when a goal is scored.
Come and be part of the community. People make friendships that go outside of the games.
There's no better experience than what the Seattle Kraken bring to the table.
When news breaks, the team you trust is on King 5 Plus.
Stick with King 5. We will bring you any breaking news updates as we get them.
Follow breaking news as it happens on King 5 Plus.
the Seattle Sports Show. We are at the Virginia Mason Athletic Center on the shores of Lake Washington, the Seahawks headquarters with Brock Huard. Great visiting with this man always. And we talk about Mike Macdonald and John Schneider. This is a big day for John Schneider. A lot of questions about the Seahawks GM, but there's no questioning the trust that Macdonald and Schneider have in each other.
And it's such a huge advantage. Again, we talked earlier about like how many organizations can say, this is the Seahawk. This is a Raven. Like, how many can do that? And part of the recipe and the secret sauce is the trust that they have in this building for one another. You find a lot of places, and there's a lot of ego, and you see this every year in the draft, and you could kind of watch the body language of Mel Kiper or Daniel Jeremiah or those guys, and they know, like, oh, that's a mess. Like, that's a mess. Like, that was the GM coming down and saying, this is my guy. Right? I've heard stories. I mean, some of the stories I've heard about GMs and head coaches, like texting in game, like you're screwing me, like you're not playing my guys, or you've given me groceries that can't cook anything. Like literally, like that happens. And to see just the continuity and the trust, and for John in particular, to really toot his horn, to do this long. Right, with moving pieces, and to do it with Pete first, and that marriage, and all the noise, and all the energy, and now Mike is just like buttoned up, man. He knows exactly what he wants, and they've got a really cool relationship that is the envy of a lot of people in this league.
I know we're getting closer, Brock, to draft time, and there's still that question: will they even make a pick today? As we look at the next 3 days, though, I think a lot of people are thinking running back, edge rusher, cornerback. Any other thing that we should keep an eye on that could surprise us over the next 3 days?
I think just some of the history of Mike in Baltimore for all those years. And Baltimore is a place that John Schneider really, I think, respects the way Ozzie Newsome did it. Now to DaCosta, they have like their process and their discipline. Like this is the way we're going to go. We're not going to get emotionally hijacked. We're not going to get hormonal in that war room. We're not going to panic. We are going to have our process that we really believe in. And I think for Mike, it's big people. It's Gray Zabel last year, right? It's DeMarcus Lawrence. It's big people.
Who's the big citrus you talk about?
Oh, Dominique Orange. Oh, big boy. Real big boy. Like if Jonah's stout, like he's really, really stout guy. But, could they go guard, right? There's some guards that I think interior guys that they really like. Is it a couple edge guys? Is it not just one, but they trade down and maybe we add a couple more? Nick Saban learned this from Bill Belichick, and that is, hey, man, if prospects are even or the grades are even, always go for the bigger guy. They're more durable. You win at the line of scrimmage. Last year, this team won a Super Bowl because their line of scrimmage was the best in the game. So, I think when this weekend's all done, may they draft a corner? Sure. Is there a couple safeties that are really unique? Yes. But I think you'd love to just continue to add to the strength, which is that line of scrimmage.
All right, let me put you on the spot. I won't even ask you the player, but whatever the first pick comes around for the Seahawks, if it comes in the second round, what position are you going to get?
Yeah, this is like it's more intrigue because these guys also never rest. They just don't. They just continue to evolve. Right? Mike Macdonald was quoted late in the year, evolve or die. And when it's Sean McVay and it's Kyle Shanahan, those guys are not resting. They're chasing them. We talked about those odds earlier. So how do I continue to stay a step ahead, right? Pete Carroll did it with really big corners, and then everybody else followed. These guys did it with Nicky Manwari. Right? Like this creature, this thing that's like positionless. What is he? Is he a nickel? Is he a corner? Is he a safety? So I'm kind of intrigued when that first pick comes around because there are some players that are not Nicky Manwari, but they're kind of like Nicky Manwari light. There's a safety out of Toledo. There's a couple corners at South Carolina. Like there's just big, athletic, almost positionless. That's a term in basketball you hear a lot. Like what is that guy? He's kind of a positionless wing. Well, what is that guy? Is he a linebacker? Is he a safety? Is he a corner? I don't know. But he's a really good football player. And Traden Stukes out of Arizona kind of fits that mode as well. He's been a nickel. He's been a corner, been a safety. So I'm kind of like intrigued. It's almost like Christmas. Like, oh, what are they going to do here? Right? Because it's going to be a little tell of maybe the next evolutionary step they take.